Welcome to the Good Old Days of Radio Show. This is John Tefteller, your host. It is Tuesday and time for comedy, drama, and variety. And last week we had comedy with Stan Freberg, and this week we're going to have comedy again. This particular show was chosen by my producer. It's an episode of Jack Benny from January 29th, 1946, the very first show of 1946. For a little background on Jack Benny started in radio, well, he started in vaudeville way early on and then transitioned to radio in about 1931-32. By 1946, he'd been on the air for 15 years, so he was very, very well-known Sunday afternoon entertainment on radio. The show went through a bunch of different formats and changes and really, to me, didn't hit its stride until about the time we're going to be listening to here. Most of the ones I've heard from the period of 1948 to the early 50s have been all things that I think are pretty darn good. This is 46, and this is just at the beginning of that, so I don't know that I've ever heard this. We'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good because Jack Benny's characters and the characters on the show were very well developed and well defined by this point, and I think you'll be able to figure out who's who and what's what and get some enjoyment out of it. You'll also get some pitches to Smoky Lucky Strike cigarettes, which I hope you'll ignore. So here we go. September 29th, 1946, the Jack Benny Program.
The Jack Benny Program.
Quality of product is essential to continuing success.
And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Yes, sir.
You said it.
In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Year after
yes,
year.
Today, tomorrow, always, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Year after year at auction after auction, independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco.
This fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
At 50, American.
Just sit there, Benny, and keep your trap shut.
Yeah, one false move and we'll slug you.
But fellas, please, untie me. My program is on. I should be there. I'll lose my job if I miss my first broadcast.
You're gonna miss them all, Benny.
What?
You ain't gonna drive us nuts anymore.
For 15 years, we've been listening to that, "Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking." Well, we've had enough of it, see?
Yeah, let's bump them off.
No. Please don't kill me. I don't want to die. Spare my life. I'll make it worth your while. I'll give you each $10. Please, fellas, don't kill me.
Go ahead, Joe. Let him have it.
Wait a minute. We ain't had no fun. Let's torture him first.
Okay. I'll burn him with my cigarette.
No, don't burn me. Don't burn me. Don't. What kind of a cigarette is it?
A Lucky Strike.
Okay, burn me. Burn me where it'll show. After all, Lucky Strikes are made of the light, that night, that fine, that naturally mild light. Let go of my tongue. What's the matter with you guys, anyway?
All right, Joe. We've stalled long enough. Lift him out of the chair and lay him on a table.
Okay, but I want to do a neat job on this guy. Hand me my rubber gloves.
Here.
No, fellas, don't kill me. Don't. I'll make it $11. I mean it.
Ready?
Ready.
Knife.
Knife.
Axe.
Axe.
Poison.
Poison.
Rope. Knife.
Knife.
You got that already.
Thanks.
Please, fellas.
Gun. Bullet. Atomic bomb.
Atomic bomb.
What?
Give it to him.
Boss, wake up! Boss, wake up!
Huh? What? Oh, it's you, Rochester.
Yeah.
Gee, what a nightmare I just had. I was with two fellas, two of them. What a horrible dream.
Did you get stuck with the check again?
No, nothing like that. I dreamt I was held captive by a couple of thugs. They were going to keep me from going back on the air. It was terrible.
It must have been, boss. You look pale. Sick. Let me see your tongue. Fingerprints.
That's funny. There shouldn't be. You wore rubber gloves.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. You weren't there.
Doggone, boss, that sure must have been a realistic dream. Look how you thrashed around in the bed.
Yeah.
You even pulled an arm off your teddy bear.
Oh, darn it. I've had it ever since I was 30. What a nightmare. Seems like I always dream like that before an opening broadcast. Well, I better start getting dressed. Ouch. Rochester, I told you to shorten my nightgown. Why didn't you?
I was going to, boss, but I hated to cut those rosebuds off the bottom.
Oh. Well, get the car, Rochester, and as soon as I get dressed, we'll go to the studio.
Yes, sir.
Drive carefully, Rochester. I'm nervous. You know how it is before an opening broadcast.
What are you worrying about, boss? You've been on the radio 15 years.
Well?
They ain't found out by now. They ain't never going to find out.
I guess not, but take it easy anyway. I don't want to have a lot of... Rochester, when you come to an intersection, blow your horn.
I can't. The rubber bulb is broken.
Well, then put it in your mouth and blow it.
But Trillo won't let me.
Well, anyway, here we are at NBC. Want to come in and watch the show, Rochester?
No thanks, boss. I'll sit here and listen to it on the radio.
Okay. The earphones are in the glove compartment. Here's the key.
Good luck, boss.
Thanks. Take back your samba, hi, your rumba, hi, your conga, hi, yi. Take back your
I
samba.
beg your pardon, Mr. Benny.
Yes?
May I have your autograph, please?
My autograph? Certainly.
Would you mind signing it in this pail of water? I want to try out my new pen.
Sure, just a minute. I'll pull up my sleeve. There you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take back your rumba, hi, your samba, hi. Gee, those pens are becoming popular. Maybe I ought to do some jokes about them on my program. Nah, the public isn't ready for it yet. Take back your samba, hi, your rumba, hi, your conga, hi. Hiya, Don.
Well, hello, Jack.
Well. Well, Don, we'll be on the air in a few minutes.
Yes, sir. How does it feel getting back in the groove again, Jack?
Well, to tell you the truth, Don, I'm a little excited. I mean, I feel good, but I don't know, I got a nervous stomach.
I know just how you feel, Jack. I got a nervous stomach, too.
Well, you're just about 30 inches more nervous than I am. But you'll be all right. Sit down. Have you got everything all set for your part of the program? You know, just the way you want it?
I sure have, Jack. And I took the liberty of hiring a quartet to work with me during the commercials.
A quartet? For the commercial?
Oh, I knew
That
you'd
sounds
like
novel.
it. So I'll tell you what I did, Jack. I put them under contract for 8 weeks, and it will cost you only $500 a week. Isn't that wonderful?
Why, yes. I mean, yes. But, Don, that quartet must be sensational for that kind of money.
Oh, they are, Jack. This will start a new style in radio. Talking commercials with a big vocal background. You'll be crazy about it.
I know, but $500 a week for 8 weeks. Well, if it's as good as you say, Don, it might be worth it. How much time we got before we go on the air?
Oh, about 5 minutes.
I'll have the orchestra warm up. I'll be right out.
Okay.
Take back your samba, hi, your rumba, hi, your conga. $500 for a quartet. Hi. I can't keep moving high, my chassis high any longer. Hi.
Jack, it's almost time.
Coming!
All right, everybody, stand by.
Take it, boys.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been said that Jack Benny has made more people laugh than any other comedian who ever lived. And now we bring you the man who said it, Jack Benny.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking, and Don, for our first show, that was a very nice introduction, but I wish you wouldn't make people think that I'm conceited enough to say that I made more people laugh than any other comedian. I mean, it's true, but I didn't say it. Well, Don, here I am starting my 15th year... My 15th year in radio. And, Don, just think, for 13 of those years, you've been with me.
I know, Jack, and I'll always be grateful.
Well.
Why, when I started out with you 13 years ago, I was just a little nobody. Yeah. And look at me today. A big fat slob.
Don't thank me, Don. I'd have done the same for anybody. And, Don, the nice part of our association is that it's always been so pleasant and happy. I mean, I don't know. I like just being around you, especially when you laugh. You know, I haven't heard you laugh for 17 weeks. Go ahead, Don, laugh.
Oh, no, Jack, you
Come
embarrass
on,
me.
Don, come on, laugh. Come on. No, come on. No, laugh some more. Come on, Don. No, Don, hard, real hard. Harder, Don, harder. Now to you people sitting in the audience, if you ever want to get in here again, that's what I mean. And, Don, I know it's a little early in the show, but I want to hear this idea you have for the commercial, you know, with the quartet. You know, after all, it's $500. Are the boys ready?
Oh, yes, they're still rehearsing, but they'll be here in just a few minutes.
Good, good. I can... Oh, well, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Don.
Mary, I haven't seen you in 4 months. Let me look at you. Gee, you look swell. You look wonderful. Different. What have you done to yourself?
Well, Jack, this summer I really took it easy and I gained 12 pounds.
12 pounds. Let me look at you again. Yes, sir. And your face looks fuller, too. Come here, Mary. Come here. Let me see if I can still get my arm around you.
Oh, Jack, don't be so silly.
Now, come here, Mary. Come here. Jackie's got you now.
Oh, Jack, now stop it. Ooh, you're so strong.
Come here. Give me a kiss.
Jack, you're hurting me. Where'd you get those muscles?
Eastern Columbia, Broadway at 9. Now, come on. It's a swell department store. Come here, Mary. Come on. Now, give me a kiss. A nice big one.
Oh, all right.
Come on. There.
Gee, what a kiss. What's come over you?
I don't know. I'm nervous. Maybe it's the quiver you like. Anyway, Mary, tell me, what did you do all summer?
Well, I worked most of the time. I got laryngitis and made a lot of money.
You got laryngitis, made a lot of... What did you do?
I tiptoed into radio studios and whispered Martha Ivers.
Oh, was that you?
Say, Mary, you glad to be back on the program again?
I sure am.
I am, too. But you know, Mary, I must admit I'm a little nervous about the opening show.
Jack, if you think you're nervous, what about Phil Harris? He has 2 opening shows today.
Well, as a rule, I'm not... What? What did you say?
Phil has 2 opening shows, yours and the Fitch Bandwagon. He has his own program.
Phil has his own program? Gee, I didn't know that. That's gratitude for you. The least he could have done is let me know. Could have dropped me a postcard.
Or called you up.
No, my phone's disconnected during the summer. His own program. Phil. Gosh, Mary, what in the world can Phil do for a full half hour?
I don't know, but if he adds 2 more choruses to That's What I Like About the South, he's in.
I can't get over it. So Phil has his own program.
Do you mind?
Of course not. I like to see people get ahead. I want everyone to be a success. In fact, I'd even like to see Dennis Day get his own show.
He has.
What? Mary, did I hear you correctly?
If that thing in your ear is connected, you did.
Mary, this is no time to be funny. You're kidding about Dennis, aren't you?
No, he starts his own program Thursday night for Colgate. You're not mad, are you?
Well, of course I'm not mad. I'd be in fine shape if I let little things like that bother me. What do you think keeps me looking so young and strong?
Eastern Columbia, Broadway at 9.
I mean, besides that. Anyway, with me, it's just a matter of principle, that's all. If Phil and Dennis feel that they can go on their own shows and get laughs, it's all right with me. I don't care. Say, perhaps the little chicks feel that the nest that I built is too small and that they no longer need the sheltering wing of the mother hen.
If you lay an egg, I'm going to punch you right in the nose.
Mary, I was just
Well, Jack, we can do the commercial now. The quartet's ready.
Oh, good. Mary, I want you to hear this. This is the new commercial Don thought of with a quartet behind it. I got him tied up for 8 weeks at $500 a week. Go ahead, Don. Let's hear it.
Okay. Ready, boys? Let's go. LSMFT, LSMFT. Yes, sir, you bet. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. Lucky Strikes are made of that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco. So for real deep-down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
For this, I'm paying $500?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, quality of product is essential to continuing success, and Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Wait a minute. Don, is that all?
Yes.
For that, I'm paying $500 a week for 8 weeks? Stand aside, Don. I want to talk to this quartet. Listen, fellas, if you think I'm going to pay you $500 a week just for that, you're crazy. Now cut that out! And get out of here. Don, I thought you had something...
Hiya, Jackson. Hello, folks. Don't feel low. You'll soon hear Harris on his very own show, and hallelujah. Yes, sir. Lay that beautiful old program applause on me. Leave me know it. Make me know it.
Phil, Mary told me all about it. And I'd like to have a little talk with you about your own show.
Sorry, Jack, I ain't using no stooges.
I don't want to talk to you about that. Yet. I only want to know one thing. You've been with me for 9 years. Why did you go out and take another show?
M-O-N-E-Y. M-O-N-E-Y.
So that's why, eh? Well, that's the trouble with you, Phil. All you think about is money. Women and money.
Well, I don't know of a better parlay. Do you, Bub?
I knew I didn't have that nightmare for nothing.
Hello, Donzie.
Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Livy.
Hello, Phil. You look great. Doesn't he, Jack?
Yeah, he looks swell.
Did you go away for the summer, Phil?
Yeah, I sure did, Livy. We were there, just the two of us, and we really had a wonderful time.
Just the two of you. Who'd you go with?
Ray Milan.
You and Ray Milan?
Yeah, we lost all of July and part of August.
Well, of all the good you're going to do me, you could have lost September and October, too.
Now, Mr. Benny, please don't be facetious.
Oh, fine. But, Phil, where'd you get a word like that?
My uncle died and left it to me.
Oh, congratulations.
But you know, Jackson, it's mighty good to see the old gang again, and I can't begin to... Say, who are these four guys?
I told you to get out of here! Quartet, $500. 8 weeks yet. Where's Dennis? It's time for a song. He's not here yet.
Well, I saw him this morning. He was going to rehearse for his own program.
His own program. What should I do with my program?
No coaching from the audience.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm going to call Dennis's house and find out why he's not here. Operator.
Oh, Mabel, what is it, Gertrude? Stage B is flashing. It must be Mr. Benny.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what Notorious wants now.
I'll find out. Yes, Mr. Benny. Who? Dennis Day. I'll try and get him for you. Gee, Mabel, don't it feel strange getting back to work after vacation?
I'll say, but I really enjoyed myself. I spent 2 lovely weeks at Lake Winnipesaukee in the Pines. It sure was invigorating. Where did you go, Gertrude?
I spent my 2 weeks in the mountains at Ginsburg's Rest.
And what did you do?
Ginsburg let me alone, so I rested.
Gertrude, I had a wonderful time. Every day I went swimming. Look, here's a picture of me in my bathing suit.
Oh, boy, what a picture. Doesn't even look like you. Where'd you get those beautiful curves?
Eastern Columbia, Broadway at 9.
Well, what do you know?
Operator.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. Dennis Day does not answer.
Okay. How do you like that? It's a fine program. You think at least everybody in my cast would show up on time.
Who's late, Mr. Benny?
Dennis Day. Should have been here an hour ago.
Why don't you call him?
I did. I just tried. Dennis, where have you been? Dennis, I just tried to get you on the phone to find out that why you... Hey, wait a minute, kid. You're soaking wet. Is it raining out?
No, a man asked me for my autograph and I fell in.
You don't have to be so nervous. It's not your own show yet, you know. That's Get nervous on your own show. Listen, Dennis, there's something I want to talk to you about. Why did you go out and get your own program without consulting me?
Well...
And after all I've done for you, I found you when you were just a kid. I groomed you for radio. I gave you your big chance. I let you sing on the air every Sunday. I've been doing this for you, kid, for 8 years. Now, why did you go out and take another show?
I was hungry.
You silly boy. Why didn't you tell me you were hungry?
Yeah, Mother Hen Benny could have laid you a couple of eggs.
Mary, this is no time to be facetious. Now, Dennis, Phil, stop taking bows. I knew that word before you did.
You knew it before Webster did.
Yes, all right. Now, Dennis, I want to tell you something. And, Phil, this goes for you, too. You can all have your own shows if you want to. If necessary, I'll get myself a new cast, new people. People who can get laughs, like the Mad Russian, like Senator Claghorn.
Somebody said Claghorn.
I said it, and I'm going to get...
Out with it, son, out with it.
Listen, I'm going to get...
Your mouth's wide open, but your tongue's on
Look, I'm going to get...
That's why you can't express yourself. Harold, that is.
Oh, what's the use? What's the use? This is a fine how do you do.
How do you do?
Dennis, stop! Now, listen, I meant what I said, and that goes for everybody here. And you four guys, too. Oh, for heaven's sake. Go ahead and sing, Dennis. I'm going home. Come on, Mary. I'll drive you home.
A rose must remain with the sun and the rain, or its lovely promise won't come true. To each his own, to each his own, and my own is you. What good is a song if the words just don't belong? And a dream must be a dream for two. No good alone, to each his own. For me, there's you. If a flame is to grow, there must be a glow. To open each door, there's a key. I need you, I know. I can't let you go. Your touch means too much to me. Two lips must insist on two more to be kissed, or they'll never know what love can do. To each his own, I found my own. One and only you.
Take it easy, Rochester. Nice song Dennis picked for his first show. To each his own show. It's a fine season I'm going to have. Phil's got his own show. Dennis has his own show. I don't know why they had to go out and get their own programs anyway.
Well, Jack, what are you so mad at them for? Don Wilson has 4 shows, and you're not mad at him.
He pays me commission. Rochester, leave Miss Livingston off first and then take me home.
Yes, sir.
And take it easy, Rochester, will you?
Oh, Jack, stop being so nervous and upset.
Why wouldn't I be upset? Nobody thinks of me. Phil has his own show. Dennis has his own show. My writers are still stranded on the gambling ship. Stuck with a lousy quartet. This can go on week after week, month after month, year after year. That's radio for you. It's enough to drive a guy crazy.
Well, then why don't you quit?
I will not.
Every year the same thing.
Just a moment, but first, here's my good friend, L.A. Speed Rig.
Make no mistake. In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Mr. Charles Jackson Gunter of Mount Airy, North Carolina, who has been an independent tobacco buyer for 53 years, said,
Season after season, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy tobacco that's really tops in smoking quality. Fine, ripe, smooth smoking tobacco that pays off in extra smoking enjoyment. I've smoked Lucky's myself for 29 years.
Independent tobacco experts like Mr. Gunter know that it takes fine tobacco to make a fine smoke. Yes, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, and fine tobacco means real deep down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's programmer, Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. And Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
That's 60, $60, American.
Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike, the cigarette that means fine tobacco.
Say, boss, are you going out for dinner or are you going to stay home?
No, I think I'll go out.
Oh, with Miss Livingston?
No, she said she was going to bed early. Well, I'll call up and get a date.
Hello? National Broadcasting Company.
Hello, Mabel?
No, this is Gertrude.
Oh, let me talk to Mabel.
I'm sorry, she left...
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting.
KFRC KFI Los Angeles, Earl C. Anthony Incorporated.
Well, they got cut off there. They were running a little late, and they didn't get their final joke in, but I guess we can all imagine what that joke was. Interesting cast on the Jack Benny Show. Mel Blanc, who was the voice of a million cartoons' most famous Bugs Bunny, is heard at the beginning. Phil Harris did Baloo the Bear in Disney's 1968 animated feature, The Jungle Book. And they also had some great writers on the show, Milt Josephsberg and Hal Cantor. On last Thursday's episode, X-1, Parigi's Wonderful Dolls, I started talking about how I first started listening to old-time radio shows and why and how all that came about. And I took it up to probably the mid-'70s, and then I kind of stopped. So I'm going to continue that right now. So if you didn't hear the beginning part of this, it'll give you a good excuse and a good reason to go over and listen to X-1, Parigi's Wonderful Dolls from last Thursday's science fiction broadcast. And I'll pick up from there, mentioning the writers of the Jack Benny program, Milt Josephsberg and Hal Cantor. When I was in my teens, I was a volunteer at Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters in Hollywood, which was an organization that was, in order to be a member, you had to be in radio for 25 years or more. That was the criteria for membership. So I didn't qualify. I was not a member, but I was allowed to work and help in the archives, which were located in the basement of a bank. It's the corner of Sunset and Vine, and also at the monthly Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters luncheons, which were held at the Sportsman's Lodge, a famous restaurant which is now torn down in Studio City. And at these luncheons, they would have hundreds and hundreds of people there who were in radio. That was, as I said, the qualification. You had to be in radio for 25 years or more, and once a month they would all get together for lunch at the Sportsman's Lodge, and they would honor somebody. One month it would be Edgar Bergen, 1 month it would be Fibber McGee, 1 month it would be the Great Gildersleeve. They had Ronald Reagan there. They had just any and every who's who of radio in the vocal side as well as all the production people. And you could talk to them. They were there. You could meet them if you were not a member but were invited to a luncheon, and you could get an invitation to go if you knew a member. A member was always allowed to invite 1 or 2 people as their guest every month, so outsiders were able to come in. And Hal Cantor, who was one of the writers for the Jack Benny Show, was master of ceremonies many times and was really good, because these guys would get up and they would do basically stand-up comedy or roast the other performers, whoever was there on the dais. And it was like attending a Friars Club roast or a Johnny Carson roast or whatever those things were, but all for radio. They also had once, I think it was the last Thursday of the month, at their bank location at Sunset and Vine, you would go into the Home Savings Building. I think it's called Chase Bank now, but back then it was Home Savings and Loan. You go into the elevator, go down the basement, and they had a archive down there with 275,000 radio transcriptions, all kinds of scripts, all kinds of photographs, everything on display. It was like a miniature underground museum. And the third Thursday of every month, they would have what they called Nostalgia Night, and they would invite one person from vintage radio, the bigger name they could get, the better, to come in and sit and answer questions and play excerpts of radio programs for the people who gathered there. And on an average night, you'd have around 50 to 100 people gathered into this small room, listening to the personal reminiscences of some of these great old-time radio people. There was also an organization called SPERDVAC, which stood for, and that's spelled SPERDVAC, stood for Society to Preserve and Encourage Radio, Drama, Variety, and Comedy. And they came along in 1975, founded by Jerry Hendigas and a few other people, and they would also hold monthly meetings, but to be a member of SPERDVAC, you didn't have to be in radio for 25 years. All you had to do was like old-time radio or want to come. And those meetings were held out in the San Fernando Valley, and they would have guests that they drew mainly from the PPB, or what we call Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters, mainly drawn from that organization, who would come out and speak to the SPURDVAC membership, and you'd have anywhere from 50 to a couple hundred people at those meetings, and you could ask questions, and they would play little bits of shows and all that. So during all that time, which would have been about 1975 until I moved to Southern Oregon in 1987, I was involved in all that on an almost weekly and or daily basis, depending on what we're talking about, because I would work in the archives at Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters on Monday, do the SPURDVAC archives library the rest of the week, and attend the PPB luncheons, and just immersed myself in all this old-time radio. So even though I didn't grow up listening to it, I got to meet many of the folks that were involved in it, from the sound effects men to the writers, producers, and of course a lot of the voices and the celebrities that were involved with the shows. And it was a fun time. I left for Oregon in 1987. After I'd been in Oregon for a few years, there was a radio station in Medford, Oregon, and one of the people that worked at that radio station had heard from somebody somewhere that I had a large collection of vintage radio programs, and they got me on the phone and asked if I would be willing to do a Saturday and Sunday night 3 hour. It was 3 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday of old-time radio shows on that station from Medford. And I did that from 1994 to, I think, 1997. It was 2 or 3 years. And then the station sold off and I was no longer there. And I kind of walked away from everything and just did my regular business, which involves the collecting, buying, and selling of vintage 78 RPM and 45 RPM records. And I still collected radio transcription discs and everything else. And it wasn't until fairly recently when a young listener who had heard my show in Southern Oregon when he was a kid approached me. He's now working at a Christian radio station in Medford, Oregon, and said, "Hey, you want to do the old-time radio shows again?" And I thought, well, all right, it's been 30 years. Let's try it and see how it goes. And apparently, you guys like it, because there's more and more of you listening every week, and that's great. And that's what we want to do here, is continue to keep these things going, keep the shows alive in people's minds and memories, and we're going to keep doing that as long as we find an audience for it. So that is it for the Good Old Days of Radio show for today. I think that answers that question. We'll be back Thursday with another science fiction show, and then back again next Tuesday with another drama, variety, or comedy show. Until then, this is John Tufteller saying good night.